you might think कि मैं बहुत सारा creativity या art के बारे में बात करूँ, लेकिन I'm going to talk about something which is kind of very personal to me. You can say how I actually take care of myself, and if I take care of myself, then the work which comes out, whether it's Art Attack, whether it's education that I work with, I need to perform. मुझे अगर कुछ भी काम करना है, मैं किसी भी फील्ड से हूँ, तो how do I maintain myself and how perform, because that's what eventually all of you are also looking at. So I'm going to share my screen, and there is a small presentation for all of you. So there is a small triangle, a large triangle rather. इसका meaning हम आगे जाके समझेंगे कि वो क्यों है. And I welcome you all to this small session where I'll be talking about these three things. मुझे मालूम है like काफी बार हम लोगों ने heart, mind and body के बारे में काफी सारी बातें करी हैं, and I would like to just dive a little bit into the scenario. Okay, so mind के बारे में थोड़ा बात करते हैं थोड़ा सा, right? Because अगर आप ये तीन की चीजों के बारे में if you can take care of, then anything else आपको कुछ सोचने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. वो automatically, no matter what project you do, what course you choose, what degree you choose, what job you choose, वो सब अपने आप ही it will be sorted very very easily. But taking care of these three is actually the full-time job of. So typically हमने bio में पढ़ा है कि okay brain ना इस तरह का कुछ नजर आता है, right? It doesn't even look that pretty, honestly speaking. But as we know that looks are generally deceiving. आप किसी को दूर से देखेंगे तो आप कैसे पहचानेंगे वो actually में इंसान कैसा है? And हम ये गलती बहुत बार करते हैं. We are always making the mistake of judging someone too soon. All right, and this is true for brain as well. So अगर आप brain को अंदर से देखेंगे ना कि वो है क्या, it's actually just like a root system of a plant. Okay, बहुत सारे fiber, बहुत सारा network, बहुत सारे ऐसे रेशे, threads are going all across the head. And ये तो फिर भी low resolution 3D model है. It's a medical model, so it's accurate. But still, हमारी capability of finding the refinement of how detailed it can be is still limited. All right. So first thing you have to understand that it's a mesh and a network of things. And as we know, कई बार कि it actually can act like a mess when we are not really feeling too well up there, right? The second thing आपको जो समझनी चाहिए brain के बारे में एक चीज है कि वो actually electric है more than anything else. So all our thoughts that we are thinking, जैसे अभी मैंने कुछ बोला तो आपने कुछ सोचा, right? आपने ये देखा तब भी आपको कुछ एक trigger हुआ thought. So what you see on the screen right now, that's how the thought travels as electricity. So उसका personality actually electrical, and no matter how it looks like a lump of flesh, but उसका personality is all electrifying and it's actually electric. Okay, so remember that ये जो आप graph देख रहे हैं ना, this is actually going up in your head right now as you see. So let's take an example. So हम सब ने थोड़ा थोड़ा अपना solar system जैसे पढ़ा है, and then this is the typical diagram, right? So आप जब ये diagram देखेंगे तो आपके दिमाग में एक तरह से एक spark होगा, and all electricity goes around and it creates thinking कि planet Earth कहाँ है, sun कहाँ है, and so on. But what if I show you this diagram? Now this is actually a more accurate diagram of the solar system. The moment you see this कि एक sun है जो कि 720,000 kilometers per hour की speed से it's shooting through the space, right? It's not static, and all the other planets are actually chasing it because of its gravity, right? तो उसके साथ it's like a huge family which is traveling along. It's almost like सारे के सारे गामा को लेके गाते चले टाइप का. So it's almost like the sun is going and all the planets are following. When this kind of information is given to you, आपके neurons एक अलग connection बनाना शुरू कर देंगे because this is more real, this is more detailed, and this is more factual. So the example between the previous one and the next one, आपके neurons अलग तरह से connect हो जाएंगे just because the information is given to you differently. All right. Now going further, the beauty of the brain is actually making connections. हम avant-garde की बात कर रहे हैं, right? The creative ideas. And this is the basis of a lot of creative ideas, which is connection. कि आपका brain कितने connection बना पाएगा, उस पे depend करेगा आपका creative thought कितना strong है. And this white circle that you can see, that's a small neuron which is running around trying to create a connection there. So हमें लगता है कि brain is like a static thing. No, brain grows. It is growing. It's almost like a living organism with full of electricity. All right. So ये जो connection है ना, these are built because you think. So what happens is आप जब एक thought सोचते हैं या कोई बोलता भी आपको, या आप कहीं देखते हैं, कोई वीडियो देखा है, किसी ने पढ़ा है कुछ, that starts creating a neural network. जैसे मैंने अभी देखा, neurons start connecting. Now जब neurons connect हो जाएंगे तो एक network बन जाएगा, और एक network बन जाएगा तो further thoughts को drive करेगा. सो हम जो वायरिंग कर रहे हैं अपने ब्रेन का, वो उल्टा हमारा वायरिंग कर रहा है. ओके, दैट्स हाउ हैबिट्स आर बिल्ट, दैट्स हाउ प्री कंसीव नोशंस एंड जजमेंट इज बिल्ट. क्योंकि हमने वो सोच लिया किसी के बारे में, वो हमने किसी के बारे में एक फिक्स्ड नोशन बना लिया है, तो एक फिक्स्ड न्यूरल नेटवर्क उसका क्रिएट हो गया. नाउ बिकॉज वो एक फिक्स्ड एक्चुअली टैंजिबल रियल टाइम में एक न्यूरल नेटवर्क है, तो वो हमारा फर्दर जजमेंट को और प्रोत्साहन देगा या और आगे ले जाएगा, राइट? So it's like we are actually chasing our tail. So we have to be extremely careful about what we think. So you have to be extremely conscious of your thoughts, because that's what is driving your thinking, right? And हम लोग अब thinking and creative thoughts की बात कर रहे हैं. How would creative thoughts come to you if all your thinking is made up of other people's thoughts, right? So इसलिए कुछ भी अगर कोई information दे तो please question it, verify it. And do your own homework and research, which means you have to make good connections, and that's where good thoughts come in. So अगर आप कोई चीज और thought repeat करेंगे ना, good or bad does not matter, it creates a stronger mental program and habit. Like the darker networks you see, the denser and the more concrete networks you see, वो बहुत बार आपने repeat कर करके thought को अपना dense कर लिया, उसको और strong कर लिया. And once that is done, that's how a habit is done. And इसलिए habit break करना इतना difficult होता है, right? So new experiences can actually create more vibrant and wider connections. So I always tell students, especially young, okay, college time to be, don't super specialize too soon. Do as many things as possible. Just have fun. You don't be too anxious too soon. You know, life पड़ी आपको professionally and so-called career बनाने के लिए. Don't worry about that. But create a good groundwork ताकि wherever you go later on, you have a good mind and people will actually value your mind because you have created that. You have literally created your own mind, okay? And your connections that you create will create future thinking. So you have to be extremely personal about this stuff, right? You cannot be, I told you the reason why to be personal, because you want a good brain. And when you say thinking and brain, it's an electrical storm going on all the time, all right? So this is right now going in your head as you're listening to all of us. Now, second, if you come to the body, it's a fairly simple thing about the body is कि I find it extremely magical, because especially human body इतना versatile है ना. We can jump like a kangaroo, we can run like a dog, we can climb like a monkey, we can think like a researcher, a scientist, we can paint, we can do literally anything. And any activity you want to proceed with, you have to use the body. It's almost like a fact, right? Nobody can deny that. So, अगर आपके पास body पे control नहीं होगा, then how do you do anything? Like I was listening to Mr. Lalwani, right? So, उनका body के ऊपर control है, उनका mind के ऊपर control इतना strong है कि he did that with all the willpower that he needs. But even if you have the willpower, अगर आपने body को train नहीं किया है, तो then you can't perform. Again, dance requires very different kind of coordination than art might. But one thing that you have to understand is, an athlete and an artist. Artists might have more thoughts, so-called, because they're playing with concepts, right? But even an artist cannot produce an artwork without having a decent amount of control over the muscles. So any activity, whether it's accountancy, whether it's teaching, you need body control. And therefore, you need a healthy body, you need stamina, you need endurance. You need a healthy system which does not fall sick, right? And अगर mind brings the ideas, then body brings the action. आप कुछ materialize नहीं कर सकते हैं अगर if you do not have a body. Ideas रह जाएंगे, which does not have actually not much value to it unless it is put to action. Okay? So another beautiful thing about the body is, आप जितना उसको इस्तेमाल करेंगे ना against a machine, so machine deteriorate होती है. Human body better हो जाती है. और मैं एक मसल को ज्यादा strain करूंगा, next day I wake up, it's stronger. And the body exactly tells you what it needs. अगर sugar craving है तो उसको sugar चाहिए. Unless it's a habit, again goes back to the brain. राइट अगर आपने बहुत ज्यादा ओवरडू किया किसी चीज का, तो देन वो न्यूरल नेटवर्क बन गया, देन इट्स नॉट नेसेसरली अ बॉडीज नीड, इट कुड बी अ माइंड नीड. सो वी हैव टू बी वेरी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट व्हाट आवर बॉडी इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, व्हाट इट नीड्स. वो हैप्पी कब है, वो पेनफुल कब है, राइट? यू हैव टू कीप टॉकिंग टू योर बॉडी एंड इट विल टेल यू एग्जैक्टली व्हाट इट वांट्स. एंड इट्स अ हैबिट. यू नो हमारे पास ना बहुत सारी आवाजें होती हैं हमारे अंदर, एंड वी आर इन कंटिन्यूअस discussion with it. If you have not tried, try it. So आपके पास ना बहुत सारे like एक कुछ बोल रहा है, दूसरा कुछ बोल रहा है, तीसरा कुछ बोल रहा है. So these are the voices of the mind, the heart and the body. All right? identify them कि किसको क्या चाहिए and make them happy. It's your own system. So it's almost like a family. And coming to the heart, now this is the most important bit. A lot of people don't understand emotions and heart, but I'll prove it how this is important. So we might not be social beings. Like humans को social animal बोलते हैं ना. लेकिन now I'm an introvert. I'm not a very social person. I'm great with people. That's a secondary thing. But certainly everyone is an emotional being, including all animals. Okay? All human beings, especially, they're extremely emotional. Whether social or not, वो आप decide कर सकते हैं. Now the thing is, feelings आपको समझना पड़ेंगे, वो fact हैं. And why are they fact? I'll tell you. So if it is hurting, something is hurting, a concept, or somebody said something and it's really bugging you and it's really troubling you, right? You will become dysfunctional. मतलब emotional self जो आपका है ना, it's balancing the body and the mental. Just imagine आप extremely stressed out हैं and you have a sports day where you have to perform. I'm sure it is going to, and you all can agree or disagree, but talk to yourself. If you're extremely stressed out and frustrated and suddenly you have to perform in an athletic event or football or whatever, wouldn't it affect your physical, right? Your body is not going to be in control. Continuously thoughts are troubling you. So body and emotional is directly connected. Same as the mental self. You are highly intelligent, but you are extremely stressed out and you get some project. Just imagine what will happen to the project because you cannot concentrate because your mind is playing games, your emotions are playing games and everything is. So the most important aspect for any living being is actually the emotional self because that is going to bring a lot of value and balance to body and the mental. All right. If you don't balance the emotional side, your intelligence will go for a toss, definitely, and the body as well. As we know, a lot of diseases are caused by nowadays by stress alone, nothing else. Now, one more thing for relevant for your generation, हमारे time पे ना, like me and my father generation and so on, we did not have the understanding of genders. Okay, so biological sex is something else. We have two, for example, but now we are understanding that doesn't really matter. Because what really matters is how you feel inside. And if you do not take care of that, if you do not understand yourself and everyone around you, you can't really be really happy about yourself because you are constantly in this dilemma कि, you know, लोग ये बोल रहे हैं लेकिन मुझे ऐसा feel हो रहा है तो इसके लिए आपको बहुत ज़्यादा you have to understand, talk to yourself and do what you actually feel like. Okay? Because honestly speaking, हम जितना भी creation, humans जितना creation करते हैं, जितनी भी activities है ना, either it is by human or for human. कभी कभार हम लोग थोड़ा सा animals के लिए help कर देते हैं, conserve कर लेते हैं चीज़ों को, but that mostly it's all for us. So अगर आप humans के साथ ही काम करने वाले हैं, तो आपको उनको समझना तो पड़ेगा, right? And before you understand others, you have to understand yourself. Now there is something I call healthy shamelessness. I have a minute to go. I'll just try to quickly finish. Now healthy shamelessness is कि हम लोग actually कई बार shame जो होता है societal side पे, okay, कि मेरे दोस्त क्या बोलेंगे, मेरे family क्या बोलेगी. A lot of shame is actually for a lot of good things that we want to do and not for something bad that we want to do. So healthy shamelessness कि आपको अगर purely express करना है तो like be shameless about it because it's actually first about you. It's not about other people. If you are happy, then you can actually help other people. All right. And therefore, if you want to say, type it, dance it, paint it, sculpt it, code it, karate chop it, doesn't matter. The easiest way to release pressure is to express. आप कैसे करेंगे वो पूरा दुनिया आपके पास एक canvas है. You can do whatever you want. But put your thoughts out. You don't have to hide it behind someone. Be bold about it. Don't worry. And there will be times, it happens to me, it happens to a lot of people. You don't know whom to talk to. Your friends don't understand. थोड़ा सा shame है, थोड़ा सा guilt है, a lot of things. We don't know what to do. So we have counselors who are very well trained. They are like friends who do not judge. Okay, they will give you a third person's point of advice. So do not feel hesitant. Parents should not feel hesitant. कि अगर counselor is needed, please bring down a counselor because if nobody else can. Because होता है ना हम अपने parents and sibling के advice को उतना seriously नहीं लेते हैं. लेकिन counselors are trained to do so. So it's not that something is wrong with me. I just need another person to talk to. So I'm almost like paying for that service. Similar to like Swiggy. It's same. Okay. You want some food, you order it. You want some counseling, you order it. So don't feel too ashamed about it. It's a matter of fact. And like I said, if you are not balanced, then nothing else will be around you. Now, the last slide I want to take you through is a courage scale. Okay. Now, this is a diagram by David R. Hawkins, doctor. He's a psychologist. and he mapped human consciousness in a scale 0 to 1000, for example. How it was done, that's a different story. Now, courage is something that is right in the center. Okay. So a lot of positive things actually happen above courage, and a lot of negative things happen below courage. And there is also pride, which comes actually below courage, right above anger. So pride doesn't have a very positive value to it, because pride can sometimes make you feel superior to other people, which is not the point. And so courage, you will need every now and then. You will need courage to speak your mind out. You will need courage to approach people. You will need courage to communicate and express. So know that your generation right now, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, need a courage, and take that as a takeaway from this. Okay. And if you ask me how much time you have, I'm saying you have your whole life. I'm still experimenting with my professional life. I'm 36 right now. So I'm saying 30 tak to you can easily express and explore personally, professionally. Don't worry. 2022 is such a beautiful year because creative thinking is the new need. क्योंकि बाकी सारा तो है हमारे पास टेक्नोलॉजी है, थिंकिंग है, रिसर्च है, इंजीनियरिंग है, सब कुछ है. लेकिन to really solve the new world problem, you need creative thinking. And 2022 में इतने सारे आपके पास communication है, तो आपको collaborate करने की जरूरत है अभी. Okay, don't try to solve everything by yourself. So we are here to help, and you are in a very good space right now. The world is open to you. So make sure that you balance the three sides. Okay, everything affects the other. Heart will affect your neural network. Body will also affect your neural network. The neural network will affect the body, and so on. It's a trifecta. It's a triangle. Okay. So that's all, folks. I was lovely to talk to you all. And the same PDF is available on my website, which is GauravJuyal.com resources. So if you want it for a reference, you can go ahead. All right. So thank you so much, and best of luck to all the students over here. Thank you.